A true ghost story in Vietnam in 1980. Told by an old fisherman. The sunset fell, dyeing a bright red color on the green coconut trees, stretching from one bank to the other of the Tien River. The gentle water suddenly became sparkling like gold, reflecting the colorful clouds drifting slowly. I, the youngest son, only 12 years old this year, was sitting on the porch, watching my father. His shadow was printed on the brick red sky, thin and austere. His face was wrinkled. His eyes were dark from staying up all night, from cigarette smoke, from worrying about the family's life. In the kitchen, my mother was struggling with a pot of rice mixed with sweet potatoes. And hearing it made my heart ache. The three of us sat on the porch, looking up at the small dirt road leading to the river wharf, where my father would row the boat to go fishing at night. For many days, our meals consisted of only a few small fish, making my brothers and I crave for more. But we did not dare to complain. Food, clothing, and money were the biggest burdens that my father had to bear. Every time my father went fishing at night, we felt heavy in our hearts. This river was so gentle, but sometimes it felt so scary. I had heard my mother say that this river could also eat people. But I knew that my father could not help but go. Our lives depended on the fish he caught. When night fell, the river wind began to blow stronger, carrying with it the cold water vapor. My father finished preparing, put on his old conical hat, and on his shoulder was a worn bamboo basket. He looked at us, his eyes filled with anxiety, but also love. He waved goodbye, then walked away, his figure gradually disappearing into the night. The sound of the oars splashing the water echoed, sounding so steady, like the beating of his heart. I watched my father's small boat drift away, sinking into the darkness, and a feeling of unease rose in my heart. I know that in this village, people still pass on mysterious stories about a section of the river near a large bamboo bush. That section of the river is called the Haunted River. It is rumored that on that bamboo bush, there is a female ghost holding a child, often appearing to ask for fish from people who go fishing at night. If they do not give, they will encounter bad luck and disasters. The adults in the village often warn their children not to cross that section of the river at night, for fear of encountering bad luck. Once, a man passed that section of the river and saw a woman wearing a white shirt, holding a child, standing on the riverbank, waving her hand. He was so scared that he turned around and ran back. From then on, he did not dare to go fishing at night again. Another time, another man, when passing by that river, heard the cry of a child, a mournful, mournful cry, which sent a chill down his spine. My father, a brave man, had been attached to this river all his life. He did not believe those rumors. To him, those ghost stories were just fabricated by humans, with the purpose of scaring those who were greedy and did not know how to help others. My father said, "A man must be brave, must know how to face his own fear, and cannot abandon his work and family just because of rumors." But I know, no matter how strong he was, in his heart there was still an invisible fear. Every time my father passed that river, I saw him row the boat faster, his eyes looking around, full of vigilance. His small boat drifted away. The rumors still echoed in my ears, making me feel scared. That night, my mother and I stayed up waiting for my father to come home, the fan running steadily, but it couldn't dispel the heat in my heart. It wasn't until midnight that I heard the sound of the boat splashing water. My father calling softly, "Mom, little brother." I was overjoyed and ran out. But I saw that my father wasn't as happy as usual. His face was full of anxiety. His eyes looked far away, as if he was thinking about something scary. When my father returned, he told me a story that I will never forget. While my father was fishing in that part of the river, a woman in white, holding a child, appeared on the bow of my father's boat. She had bloodshot eyes. Her face was pale, without any blood. She reached out to my father. Her voice sounded so miserable. "Give me some fish. My child and I are so hungry." My father wasn't afraid at all. He gave her some fish. She took it. Her lifeless eyes looked at my father, then disappeared, as if she had never appeared. I heard my father's story, and a creepy feeling rose in my heart. I did not believe in ghosts, but my father's story made me think again. I asked my father, "Are you afraid?" My father looked at me, forced a smile. "I'm not afraid. I just feel sorry for her. Maybe she died unjustly, and could not be released." The following nights, my father still went fishing in that part of the river. My father was used to meeting the female ghost. He was no longer afraid. Every time he met the female ghost, he gave her a few fish, as a way to comfort her, a way to help her. One night, my father came back, his face full of anger. He said, "That female ghost came again, asking for my fish, but this time, I didn't have many fish." I refused. I saw my father holding the oar, intending to hit the female ghost. But then he stopped. Father said, when he turned back, the female ghost had disappeared. Only the sound of laughter remained. It was really scary. I didn't believe it. I asked Father, "Did you see that female ghost?" Father said, "I didn't see it. I only heard the laughter." That laughter made me shiver. I can't forget it. One night, when my mother and I were sleeping, I heard Father calling my mother. His voice was trembling, full of panic. I rushed out, saw Father sitting on the boat. His whole body was soaked. Father said, "That female ghost slapped me so hard. I fell into the water." I didn't believe it. I asked Father, "Did you see that female ghost?" Father said, "I didn't see it. I only saw an ice-cold hand slapping me hard in the face." Father said, when he swam to shore, he looked up at the bamboo bush, saw the female ghost sitting there, laughing. Her eyes were red as blood looking at him. I heard Father's story. A feeling of horror rose in my heart. I don't know who that ghost is, but I know that my father angered that ghost. From that night on, every night my father went fishing. He encountered strange, creepy things. Every time he went fishing, he saw fish whose heads had been cut off by someone, leaving only their bodies, waving around in the net. My father said that those fish had their heads cut off neatly, as if they had been cut by a sharp knife. I didn't believe it. I asked my father, "Did you see who did it?" My father said, "I didn't see it. I only heard a loud laugh." That laugh made me shiver. I knew my father was very scared. His face was haggard. His eyes were full of anxiety. He didn't dare to go fishing at night anymore. He was afraid that the ghost would harm him, would harm my family. My father gave up fishing at night. He was no longer as brave, no longer as strong as before. He became haggard, thin. His eyes were full of anxiety. My father sat on the porch, watching the river flow, his heart filled with regret. I know, my father loved this river very much. He had been attached to this river all his life. But now, he no longer dared to go fishing at night. He was afraid that the female ghost would harm him, would harm my family. The story about my father, about the female ghost in that part of the river, had become a warning, an obsession in the hearts of the villagers. People no longer dared to go fishing at night in that part of the river. The gentle Tien River had now become a haunted river. Many years later, when I grew up, I still could not forget my father's story. I still remembered my father's face, my father's eyes, the female ghost's laughter, the female ghost's mournful cries. I know, my father was very miserable. He was very scared, but he did everything to protect my family. He sacrificed his job, sacrificed his life, to protect us. I promised my father, I would never go fishing at night in that river. I would never anger that witch. I would do everything to protect my family, just like my father did. And I know, no matter where I go, what I do, I will always remember my father's story. The story of the witch in the Tien River. A sad story, but also a lesson, a reminder, about courage, about love, about gratitude.